Let's get ready to rumble!
16, and we have a moment to talk sports. First of all, the Browns, what is it, 0-11?
Oh, they're bad.
Did you see the blurb that Ben Roethlisberger has more wins in Cleveland than any Cleveland quarterback since the expansion?
I believe that. He was 19-2, I believe. Not in Cleveland, but against Cleveland. So I imagine.
So it's like, I think he has 11.
Yeah,
so that gives him the most wins of any quarterback. And how many? Crazy. And what, Cleveland has the most quarterbacks in that period between 99 and today than like any other team,
ever,
right? Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
They probably had 20.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they're going to have more.
They're getting worse.
Yeah. And the last win was with Mr. Johnny
Manziel.
Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football.
That's scary too.
And it's just the facts of just weirdness is just amazing.
It's easy to be an armchair quarterback.
Absolutely.
So sit at home, but continuity, we talk, you and I talk about you got to keep the coach and let the players figure it out and go forward.
So do you think they're doing that this year though? Do you think that's... Even though they're 0-11, do you think they're trying to build something on this?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think this coach will do great things if you give him time.
And I think they're going to give him that. Is that what they're saying?
Yes, that's what they're saying, but you never know. Mm-hmm. So every owner, past owners said they'll give people time, and they never do. Yeah. So what I think you're going to see is players getting frustrated by not winning. Right. So they don't play as a team. They don't play as a unit. They play as individuals. Right. And you can't win that way in the NFL. It's that simple.
So it's a hard thing because you've got to build, but you got to give them like a taste of victory, like something to be happy about.
Yes, but I see no taste of victory this year.
Do you think they're going to end up the season 0-16?
I can't imagine them winning.
Wow.
They're that bad. This week they're starting McCown, who, I don't know if the rookie, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, I don't know if he got hurt, but I don't know why they're starting McCown, because he's one headshot away from never being able to play football again. He's had so many concussions.
So you wonder if he's thinking, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I would think, but it's that taste of competitiveness that...
Right, they're not like you and I. Like, they are competitive. That's what they strive to do. They're competitive. Because, I've talked about this with people who play football, and you're like from someone on, you're like, you think like, why am I doing this? Like, no, you like live, eat, breathe, drink football. Like, your goal is to be out there.
Right. I have learned to lose very graciously the last 10 years, accepting the fact that my skills in golf are dwindling. But up till that point, I hated losing. I was a good loser because my dad made me that way. Yeah. But I hated it.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm not I don't like to lose.
But you have accepted your limitations and enjoyed the game.
Better, yes.
Because it's like I'm playing the game to enjoy it and not worrying necessarily about getting that low score.
Right. That's what it is.
But you still want a low score.
Right.
And those days because you said this year you had some really good days.
Yes, I had really good days.
So you enjoy it still.
Yes.
But you're not as hungry for it, and you can still enjoy it and maybe not golf as well and still say, hey, I had a good day.
I had a good day. Yeah. The sun was nice.
Fun.
I had good friends.
I was out with some good guys. Yeah.
But I never, ever wanted to win by somebody else playing bad. Like, I don't wish bad things on people.
Right, you want to be better than they are good.
Yes. Right. That's what I was, because at one point I was a good golfer, not so much anymore, but...
So why...
Right.
So the Browns, and then the Steelers with this victory, even though they're 5-5, are number one in the division right now.
Yes.
Isn't that insane?
Yes. That division stinks.
Yeah, it's El Stinkerunda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Baltimore Flacco's not that good. I mean, he's always been touted as a great quarterback. He's not. It just, that team has always been defensive driven.
Yeah.
So whatever. That's my thing on their division.
And of course, the big game is this weekend.
Yes.
On Saturday, the Buckeyes, who were 7-point favorites. I'm not sure if that's changed at all.
I'm not sure.
You told me they were 20-point favorites last week. They were 1 point.
No, it wasn't.
Did you say 20 points?
Well, no, they were. I said they were 30-point favorites. They were actually 20-point favorites, but they won by 1 point.
1 point.
But I don't set the odds.
I know, no, but I'm just saying, 20 points.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But the odds are set by bettors. It's that simple.
It is amazing how those things work, and they do a lot of what, obviously, because they have to make money.
Well, they set the first bet odds so people bet,
right?
And then as they bet, they lower the odds and they bet the other team. They want it 50-50.
Yeah, because they want to balance it out.
They can't lose that way.
Because when you play if you're in Vegas and you're playing, the odds change. So the odds are whatever I place my bet on the day. It's time stamped to that event.
Absolutely.
So if it's 7 points on a Tuesday, but it goes to 3 points by Saturday, I still am playing the 7.
Sure.
But if you put the bet on Saturday, it's 3. So they're tempering their.
Yeah, they're trying to switch the bettors to the other team.
Right. Okay.
So it's always about that extra money you have to pay to bet.
Even though we won the game, we would have lost.
Yeah.
The bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we didn't beat the spread. We only beat by 1 point.
But again, it was a great game.
I didn't realize it ended, but that's a whole other story.
That's another 2 stories.
Seriously. But, yeah, so we're excited. It's going to be a fun week, and it's going to be a fun Thanksgiving week, which is always a good thing.